Well, buyers, here we are. We're in a property around about 46 kilometres to the north of Rockhampton. As you can see, the nice name on the gate there, CANOONA Park. It's about 2,000 acres. Very tidy little property. Good, well-developed forest country, and a good heavy black to heavy red and brown soils. Mainly broadleaf and narrowleaf ironbark and bloodwood type country. So that speaks for itself. Good breeder country. As you will see as we drive around, buyers, CANOONA Park is very selectively cleared, very tidy, well developed property, and as I said, it's excellent breeder country. This country breeders will perform extra well in this country and grow a very good well-boned calf, as well as if you wanted to bring females in here and gain weight and finish them off. A good staging block at the same time. Good additional area block. As you drive into CANOONA Park, a very good outlook driving in onto the property. The development work has been very well done, as I said before, selectively cleared and presents very well. The pastures are in good order. The property obviously has not been overstocked and has been well managed with stock. Very good property to look at as you enter into the property. Just looking at the yards here, buyers, and we will go in and have a closer look inside the yard, but just a quick look from the outside. As you can see, a really well built set of yards. They're an older set of yards, but a good solid set of yards. Just a quick look here, buyers, at the working centre of this yard. As you can see, a very good, well covered crush area, and a well used and easy workable crush and vet crush and so forth, running off from there, running back. The whole yard systematically works into the loading area, as well as just through there your calf branding area, and of course your crush going up to your loading. The yards here, we just lead straight up to the livable shed, and we'll go into that a little bit later on. And beside that shed's a very good bore, which has a pump and everything inside the shed to service the shed. Just looking down away from the yards, where this is the receiving yard to the yards we were just in a moment ago. Little shed there with some gear in. All the improvements on the property, and even some of the new fencing. All the fencing's been done with steel rail and cap corners and steel running strainers in the fences. The whole place has been well and truly improved properly, and he doesn't move on and do any more improving until the other part of it's completely finished. That bore there is good water and a good supply. Doesn't know exactly what the actual gallons. This you see the trough and the steel shrouding around the trough. That's typical of what you'll see around the place on the improvements. And that laneway there's probably around about 2 kilometres of lane which leads off the different paddocks on the property and allows for ease of mustering, as you can well imagine. A lot of Pangola in this country. What we're looking at out here is Pangola, and back across over that creek behind that timber, these trees just here, there's more Pangola. That's all just recently been ploughed, just to help spread it a bit, and you'll see just behind that trough there that's been ploughed as well. I mentioned, buyers, about the fact that there's been some area cultivated here. This is the area I'm talking about, and there's another area a bit further over. I'll just point back over in that direction where there's been more cultivation done. This is all Pangola, and the vendor does this periodically for two reasons. One, to keep on top of any regrowth that might be happening, but more importantly to help spread the Pangola. Here we're just coming back off, looking at down the lane, and I want to just pan around and show you. We're coming into a paddock there, 300 acres of regrowth, and there's a further 500 acres beyond, so there's 800 acres in total of regrowth on the property. As you can see, it's around about the 12 to 14 foot high, very easy to put on the ground, but the vendor likes to develop the country properly, so he takes it a couple hundred acres at a time. You hear me say 1,000 times, cattle speak for the country. Well, here we are. These are the breeders. There's around about 140 breeders running on the place, and the calves, that's with calves Orphis Weaners, of course, and 3 bulls running on the property at the same time. But it'll give you an idea, just looking at these cattle, they're in perfect condition. And here we are, we're in August, late August, and those cattle will go through the end of winter and come out into summer and spring very well. That bit of country we're looking at in the background there, that's the last bit of country that has been done up. How many acres there? 300?
250.
About 250 acres in that patch, and all been seeded with Rhodes grass, and predominantly the pastures on this place. The biggest amount of pasture is Pangola, of course. You've got Rhodes grass, signal grass, and reclaim Rhodes grass. So that'll give you an idea that everything on the place, the pastures are in immaculate condition. They've been very well managed, and there's no sign of any overstocking whatsoever. And most importantly, what is here has been well cared. I was just looking here. This is some of the recent bit of land that the vendor has tidied up and is now getting prepared. He's actually got planted Rhodes grass in here and a couple of other pastures, signal grass and so forth, and it's ready to get going. And once it gets up and a bit of rain on it, she'll take off quite well. Just want to draw your attention here. There's a reasonable amount of pondage on this place. How much would you say? 300 acres?
No, probably more, 500.
Around about 500 acres has been sort of half established pondage. Some of it, these banks are holding well here, but some of it has let go a bit and just needs a bit of patchwork on it. But if you look in the background there, boys, there's perfect fall and great country to create pondage for anyone that wants to set it up with a grader. There's not a big fall. You can do a lot of work here, and that whole area that I'm putting the camera across there could all be very suitable to pondage, going right back to that trough we had, trough and tank just back over. We fill them where the cattle were before. Buyers, just quickly, here's a shot. We're up here on this ridge here. There's to the left of the picture here, there's more country in there that is suitable for further development. As you can see, a really good rich red soil. You could grow small crops, anything on that. And then just looking from the higher advantage point we got here, looking back out over CANOONA Park. I just want to quickly, I know this video is running a bit long, boys, but I hope you keep looking, because what I'm showing you there, those suckers, regrowth I should say, that's all in that pondage country, and once again that needs pulling and just light raking, and you'd have that country back and restored for pondage once again.